Hello everyone, Dolly here with Crafty Mermaid Mom. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today I want to show you my process for making these cute little paper dresses. As you can see here, these are unfinished projects. I recently posted these two on Instagram and I wasn't sure exactly whether I wanted these to be on greeting cards or if I wanted these to be in a flip book. So I didn't finish them, but I wanted to post them, so I did. And I got a comment from one of my subscribers saying, can you do a tutorial? And I told her I would. And just FYI, I am not the creator of these cute little dresses, you guys. I took a template off of Pinterest, and all I'll be showing you today is the process that I went through once I got that template and how I got to where this dress is, or where the version of this dress is on this paper or photo mat. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I wanted to share with you guys is how to get the template. So the dress template, like I said, I found on Pinterest. It's very easy to look up. Just go on Pinterest, and what you want to do is you want to search free printable paper dress templates. And once you put that in, it will show you some printable dress templates, but you want to choose the one, and I'll show you that in a minute, by Papercraft Inspirations 129, because that's the one that I used. And it looks like this. This is what you're going to look for. If you guys can see this template, and this is a little bit smaller than how I resized it. You can easily resize it when you print it out, but it's a really basic form of a skirt template with the blouses. So you've got the 4 skirts, and you've got the 5 tops that you can interchange. So like I said, print this off of Pinterest, and once you have this, you're probably going to want to try printing it again later on once you've practiced on a harder piece of paper, or like maybe a harder cardstock paper, and that's exactly what I did. So originally I had printed it on just a plain piece of paper because I wanted to check it out. I wanted to play with it. Afterwards, what I did is I printed it on an old manila file. So what they looked like afterwards were like this. This is what I ended up having. It's a harder cardstock, and what you're going to do is you're going to print it, and you're going to cut all of these out. You're going to fussy cut all of them so that this is what you're going to get. You're going to get pieces of the skirt, and they look just like, you know, miniature dress patterns that you would buy for yourself, but they're just in like little tiny doll form. So here are the tops, and you're going to have to fussy cut all of these, and then you can select which one you want to use. And I think I already chose my favorites, you guys, because I tried using the various skirts, and it seems like my favorite is this one. And I think I choose these over these flare skirts because this one is more of a poofy skirt. It gives it more of a I guess like a dress that has a petticoat underneath it, and I like that look. But you guys can choose whatever you want. You can definitely choose this one, and I think I even have a sample of what the skirt looks like if you use this, and I'll show you right now. Let me find it, and then you can decide for yourself if that's the one you want to use or if that's the one you prefer to use. So this is, if you use this straight flared pattern, this is what you're going to get, okay, after it's folded. Now, this right here is the one that I like. Like I said, it kind of gives you more of that petticoat puffiness look. And when you use this, you get more of a flare design, which looks like this. And I really like that a lot better. It just looks more, I don't know, like 1940s, 50s style. So I really like that look. Okay. All right. So let me put those back and then show you guys what the next process is. Okay, so now I've chosen my pattern, and what I want to do is I want to use this, like I said, and now I can choose the top part of it. So I think on all of these, I used pretty much the same one except for this one. I used a little bit of a different pattern on this one because I wanted to try playing with this and making a collar. The one that I used for the top is this one. It's a very simple, I guess you could say just the regular round collar or low cut round collar. The one that I used for this one is this. And as you can see, it gives you the option to make the collars on this. You can cut it and then fold it over. And what I did is I did use those collars, but and they're so tiny, it's really hard to see. If you guys can follow along, you will see that there's a piece of tiny lace right on top of it. And that's exactly what I did is I used the paper collar to glue the little piece of lace on top of it so it looked a little bit more realistic. Okay, so that is the only one. This one was the only one that I used a different blouse pattern on. The rest, I like this. I seem to favor this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one aside and this one aside, this skirt aside, and show you guys how I did this. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and choose a pattern that you like. And I tend to look for the florals. I don't know why, but these dresses to me look so much more prettier when they're printed on a floral piece of paper. And you can see this one right here is floral, and you could play with it once you lay it down on a paper mat and just get a coordinating piece of paper that's, you know, a different print. Of course, you don't want to put floral on floral, but you can tend to use floral on floral if your floral background is not too bold, like this one. This is a floral background, and I'm going to be using this for the one that we're going to be making. But as you can see, it's not a harsh background. It doesn't have like bold colors that it's going to be too bright, because even if you lay this green one on it, it's still pretty. So this one right here, I wanted to show you. I kind of ripped this one, but it's okay. It has the lace so you can't see. I used the same one, but all I did is I took my lace and I kind of just draped it over the top, so it gave it that really pretty lacy effect. Okay. All right, so the paper that I'm choosing to use for this one is going to be, of course, a printed paper. I want to use this one. It's floral. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your paper, and you guys can use a pencil, you can use a pen, use whatever, you know, you're more comfortable using, and you're just going to trace it. So I am going to trace this with my pen. And you guys don't worry about the mark showing, because this will be the back of the dress. So, you know, you really don't have to worry about it. It's not going to show. So what you're going to do then is you are going to cut, you're going to fussy cut this around the edges so that you can get your skirt. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Trust me, like, I am not a perfect cutter, and the dresses still end up looking really, really pretty. And they're so much fun to make, you know, on Instagram when I had posted them, because when I was making them, I felt like I was like 6 years old again playing with my paper dolls, because I used to love playing with paper dolls when I was little, and this is exactly what it feels like, you know, choosing the dresses and putting them together. Okay. So now you've got your pattern here, you've got your cut dress. See how pretty that is? It's not even folded yet, and it looks so pretty with the flowers. I love the flowers. So now what you're going to do is, oh, the other thing I forgot to tell you guys, you definitely can make these without a scoreboard, but I would highly, highly recommend that you use a scoreboard. And the reason why is because it makes it so much easier, and it's more precise. Like, if you don't use a scoreboard, because what you're going to have to do is, see all these lines here, you are going to have to score all of these lines. One of these lines are going to be you know, the fold under, and the other ones are going to be the fold over. And I forget which one it is, but you'll see. I think the fold under are the thin lines and the fold over are the thicker lines, but you'll see what I mean when we get started. So what you're going to do is you are going to place, this is how I do it, you guys. You can choose to do it another way. You may think that my way is a little bit more difficult, but to me it's easier. I tend to feel like I can do it quicker this way without marking up the paper. So what I like to do is first turn it this way, turn it backwards, because I like my creases to be on the non-printed side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your scoring tool, because you're going to need that now, and you're going to remember you're laying this upside down underneath this one. And what you want to do is you want to take this first line and you're going to line it up to whatever line that you can see on here where it'll match. Okay, that's the first line. So do you guys see here? And let me kind of show you close up. So I've taken, let me put it here so I could show you exactly where it is. So I've taken the first line, and can you see the number 2 where I matched it up to the score line on the number 2? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to get it so that when I lift up this top one, I'll be able to have my markings. So there I am right here, number 2 and number 2, okay? Number 2 on top, all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to lift that, and I'm going to remember where number 2 was. And I'm going to go ahead and score at number 2, okay? Now I'm going to take it again. Now I'm going to do the second line. And like I said, you know, this may be difficult, or, you know, you may not think it's efficient. You guys can choose to do it your way, and you could even use a pen if that's easier for you and just mark the ends. But this is how I choose to do it. So I'm going to go back to number 2 and 2, and I'm going to mark that. Okay? Okay, now I'm on the second one. I'm going to take that again. I'm going to go back to number 2. And I'm going to score that. Now I'm on the 4th line, and I'm going to put that at the number 2 line again. Okay, I'm going to hold on to the bottom down here. I'm going to score that. Okay, and then I'm going to align them again, and now I'm on my 3rd crease. So I'm going to go back to number 2, and I'm going to keep doing this, you guys. I'm going to keep doing this until I finish. And you could kind of see what I'm doing. And you guys, if you have any questions, you could leave your questions or comments below, because I'll answer them. And, you know, I know that sometimes it takes practice to get it right or to get it perfect. I know mine didn't look so great the first time, so sometimes it takes a little practice. Sometimes you might be a pro and you just might, you know, get it immediately. So don't worry. You know, it's really about practicing. Okay, so I've already got 4 of the crease marks. I'm on the 5th one, and I'm almost there. I may have to speed up this process for you guys because I'm a little bit slow. You know, sometimes you watch those process videos and people are pretty quick and they know exactly what they're doing, but sometimes I like to take my time. So, okay, I'm on the 5th one now. I'm almost done, you guys. So we're on the 5th crease mark, and we're going to line that up at 2 like we did the rest. Hold on to the bottom one. Okay. And I hope you guys understand what I'm doing here, because I don't want anyone to be confused, because I know how that can be when you want to, you know, learn something and the person that's teaching you is not doing a great job, and I don't want to be that person. So, okay. So there I have it. I have all my crease lines, and I'm going to show you guys now what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the folds. So you're going to fold under first, okay? Oh, you know what? I'm getting this confused. Yeah, that's right. You're going to fold. Oh, no, you know what? Nope, wrong. Fold over. See? I tell you, it's easy enough to forget. So you're going to fold over, and then you're going to take the second crease, and you're going to fold that under. So it kind of hides, see? So you're going to keep doing that. You're going to take the next crease, you're going to fold that under, and then, or over, sorry, and then you're going to take that second crease and fold it under. So you're going to do this throughout, okay? Till you get all of the creases like that. And you guys can use your burnishing tool. Is that what you guys call it? I never know what these tools are called. Oh, I think that one was supposed to go under. Yes, it was. See? And you just play around with it. Like, you may fold it the wrong way, but you'll see. Excuse me. You'll see as you fold it if you're folding it wrong, because I have to get a visual. See? Okay. And you guys, this is something that's really small, so yes, it is kind of hard to work with when, you know, your fingers are not used to folding something this small. Okay, there you go. Okay. All right, so I just have to crease this, and as you can see, it's kind of getting there. Okay, so I just want to make sure it's creased really well. So there, there, there. So once you've got the creases down, you just have to make sure they're really, really folded well so that they don't lose that, that crease. Okay, so there you have it. See, I mean, it's not perfect, but you can't really tell. My creases may not be exact, but you can't really tell. So there you have it, like your skirt that looks three-dimensional. It's really cute. So now let's cut the top really quick. And the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys is you don't have to use the same paper for the top, you know? Just like your own clothes, you don't always have to match top to bottom. So pick whatever you want. In this case, I kind of like to match. So, and plus, I'm too lazy to grab another piece of paper. So I'm just going to stick with this. Oh, you know what? Maybe I will do the collar one on this. So let's use this one so that we could have something a little bit different, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and trace this piece of paper. Okay, let me just fussy cut that out. You guys, I love this print. Let me show you. So this is the paper pad I'm using, and this might be a really old paper pad, but I love it because it's mostly florals. It's called Pocket Blossom. So look at all the prints on this. It's nothing but floral prints, and I love this. It was a hot buy. So isn't that cute? So yeah, the one that we're using is this little one right here. And I like the ones that have the really tiny floral paper print because these are small dresses. So you don't want to use, you know, a floral print background where the flowers are so big that once you cut it, you can't tell it's a flower. And you can't really even tell that this is a top, a blouse right now, but once I cut it and once we add the collar, you'll be able to tell a little bit. I really love the collar on here. It's really cute. I don't know why I didn't make more like that. I think it's because the other ones were so much more easier to make. Okay, so see this pattern right here? It's easy enough for me not to have to draw anything in there. What I'm going to do is I am just going to cut. See, it kind of ends at the bottom of this underarm sleeve right here. So all I have to do is cut down to that point. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go the center line and cut down to that point. So then I can just fold it over to make the little tiny collar. See that? And so if I want to leave it like this, I can. If I want to add lace to it instead, I can, which I think I'm going to do, okay? So we can go ahead and put that aside because we have our blouse now. And I'm going to take the pattern, put that aside now. And then so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and find the lace to use with this. So I have a ton of lace here, you guys, and you don't have to have a lot of lace, just use remnants because it only takes a little piece. And what you can do is you can just go to your Michaels or Joann's and get one of those little tiny rolls of lace that are on sale, and you see them all over the place all the time. Sometimes you can get them for 99 cents even. But what I did is I do have some that I've put aside. I really like this lace, you guys, because it's got like the scalloped look on it, and it looks really pretty when you're using it underneath the dress because it looks like a skirt slip almost. So I think I'm going to use that, and I'm also going to use that for the top. So you could also use pearl if you want to add that to it. Here's another one that is a pretty one. This one is probably easier to work with because it doesn't have any folds. This one has a lot of like creases that it might be harder to glue down, but I really like it, so I am going to use that. And then also get your ribbon prepared. If you guys have a matching ribbon that you want to use for the belt or the sash, have that ready. You can use like remnants, you know, pieces of old ribbon as long as it matches, or it doesn't have to match. It's up to you, whatever you want. So okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I think I'm going to take a portion of this and do the collar first. So we will take these two right here. And you guys don't get discouraged thinking you're not going to find like lace like this, because you will. You can use something like this, or like I showed you earlier, this one will work too. See how this has got the scalloped edge? And a lot of the lace, you can find some with scalloped edges if that's what you want your dress to look like. So I'm just going to take two sections and try to cut it so that they're a little bit rounded. My scissors, I probably didn't get the best ones. Okay, so this one right here, I could just do like this, but this is a little, I feel like it's a little too long, so I'm going to cut it just to shorten it because I feel like that's just too long and it doesn't look like a collar anymore. It really is like playing with little doll clothes. Okay, there, that looks a little bit more like a collar. So you can use a hot glue gun if you like. I choose to use regular just glue, like you could even use tacky glue. And the reason why is because I can still move fabric around with tacky glue. I feel like if I use a hot glue gun, then it dries too quickly and it's too bulky, you guys. So that is the reason why I don't like to use that. So I just use cheap glue from the dollar store. It works. It's always worked for me. You know, I know you can get the real expensive, like those, what do they call it, Tombow or whatever. I think those are a little bit more pricey. And, you know, I use glue so much, I would go through that like crazy. So I'm just going to stick that right over here. I wish I had a better pair of scissors though, you guys. My scissors are not that clean. I do have a nice pair of Cutco scissors downstairs, but I did not bring those with me upstairs. I'm actually upstairs filming. Okay, let me just trim it to kind of give it a cleaner look. Okay, I think that looks better. So you see, it looks kind of like a collar, doesn't it? I think so. So just let that dry, but to me that looks a little bit more like a collar. So I want to take the rest of this then, and I'm going to use this underneath the skirt, kind of like a slip. See how cute that'll look? So I want to kind of measure it and see how, and I want to make sure that I allow for the folds to go in to the creases, or the, the creased area. So I kind of want to make, give an extra allowance, so I didn't cut all of it until I've laid it all down. So I'm going to start gluing this down. And what we want to do is we want to make sure parts of this show, okay? Because that's the purpose of us putting the laces, because we want it to show. And in a way, my glue here, oh, you know what? Here's the best way to do it. You can just lay it flat again, because then you don't have to worry about the creases. Sorry about that, I forgot. That's how I did the last one. So all you have to do is get your glue in there. And you know, my glue is kind of partially dry, which is good. It's drying, it's kind of old. This one I haven't used it in a while, but in a way that's good because it'll dry faster, but not too fast that I can't lay all this on here. Okay, so I want to take this and I'm going to just lay it down all the way across. See, it's really, it may not stick at first, but it will eventually as it dries up. And I remember this happening on the last one too. It takes a little bit longer, but it will happen. It will dry. I just have to have patience. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more glue. I kind of want it to show a little bit more so I can pull it down more. I put a little bit too much glue, but that's okay. It'll stick better. I think I didn't put enough glue earlier. There you go. So I am going to have to let this dry a while. Sometimes this, you don't want it, you don't want to fold it back yet until it's completely dry. So see how cute that is on the bottom? So I guess I could cut this portion off now. That was the extra piece that I don't need. And I'm going to kind of round it off. There you go. Okay. So right there is my skirt. And I don't want to bend it yet back into place because, like I said, the glue is still drying. So let's just set this aside for a while, okay? But what I wanted to do, what I wanted to show you guys is if I take this floral mat and, you know, we're not going to do a complete finished product. You know, we're not going to make a card or a flip book or anything. I'm just showing you guys the process to put these dresses together. So once this is on here, see how pretty that is? I know it's a pink floral background, but isn't that pretty on there? Like, I can't fold this yet, but once it's on there, look at how cute that's going to look. So that is my plan, to use this background for this piece. And let me show you some other dresses that I made and put together. But I haven't put any of those on cards. I just wanted to have them ready so that once I did make a card, I could have them ready. Okay, here's one, and this one's really cute, you guys. I'm gonna just use this as a background. I know this doesn't, well, let me use this one. Okay, I'll use this as a background. So this one does have a different top. So once it's dried, okay, so that's what it looks like. Once it's dried, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it back into place. We're gonna fold those creases back, you guys. We wanna fold those creases back because you want it to look like a real dress, of course, and you want to have the dimensions. So here you go. So here's the top that I used for this one. It would look just like that, and then you could even put a ribbon or whatever it is you want, kind of like this. And let me show you. I wish this one was dried already because I want to take this through the entire process, but that's fine. Let me see. Oh, you know what? We will work with the yellow one. I actually started to make a yellow one, so let's work with the yellow one. Okay, we could use this green. That's fine. Okay, so here is the yellow dress. So it would look just like that. And I could use, let's say, let's just go ahead and go back to using this one. I can't find the pieces that I put aside for this, so we're just gonna go back to the pink one, and hopefully it's dried. So I'm gonna go ahead and a little bit dried. Okay. But let me show you how it looks after it's dried. It's so cute, you guys. Like, I love little miniature things. So these paper dresses are just adorable. See how cute that is? So it's going to look like that once we lay it down. And then we're going to, when we glue it down, you could add, you want to cover this part up because you can see that it bulks because of the creases. You're going to see if you lay this down and you look at it from this angle, you will see that there is something there. So what you want to do is you want to take a ribbon or just something to make a little sash or something to cover that piece up. And in this case, you could even use a little ribbon like this and it won't even be noticeable. This is a little thin. You might want to get something a little bit bigger so that when they're looking at it from the top, it won't be that noticeable. But I think I used the lace on this one, but actually look at this one. I used a ribbon and you really can't tell. You really can't tell at all. So it's just a matter of how you lay it down. So you could easily cover it up. And I kind of put it on top and glue the other pieces on the bottom so that it covers it. But isn't that pretty? There's your finished product once you glue it down, you guys. I hope that was helpful to you. I was trying to make this video so that it would be quick and simple, and I hope I didn't make it too confusing or difficult for you guys. So again, these are not the finished products. Once you guys have your dresses done, you know, the sky's the limit. You guys can, you know, create whatever you want and lay these dresses on any type of background. And you know, you can also mix match the dresses. Like I said, here's another one that I did. This one has the peach top. This one's really cute too. Here's the yellow one right there. So I think that concludes this tutorial, and I really hope that you guys got something out of this and that it was helpful. I really enjoy doing these, and I really hope that you guys enjoy watching them. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to make more for you in the future, and I will see you soon. Bye.